session 3, we are going to see the interdependency of different engineers and what are the different consultancy opportunities available with an example. Okay, so we'll see construction of a residential housing layout. So if you are planning for developing a residential housing layout, who are all the different engineers are involved in this, and what are all their respective works, and how they are interdependent on each other. Okay, the first one, survey engineer. As we have already discussed, survey engineers, what they do the preliminary survey of the site by just going to the site and doing a lot of visual inspections and doing inquiry in and around the site, and they'll do a lot of identification marks. They'll just see. So by doing all these visual inspection as preliminary survey, they'll go for the detailed survey using some instruments, maybe roller station or any other GPS instrument. So once they get this one, they'll do the contour survey also, so that for it will become easy for the next engineer, that is urban engineer, to locate different position of different types of structures on the shown locality. Okay, then they'll also give the levels. As they give the contour surveying, we will be having the levels, and also they will plot all these details in an AutoCAD file and they'll give it to the urban engineer. So this is the responsibility of a survey engineer. What the urban engineer will do, he will develop the plan as per the government rules and regulation. Okay, that is residential sites where exactly it is required, commercial sites, and civic amenities like maybe for a school, for a temple, and all those things. They'll give some space. It is there as per the government rules, which has to be given in residential layouts. And park, where exactly the park has to be given, how much the width of the road, depending upon the site dimension, the width of the road will be there. So as per the government rules and regulation, if you are developing a residential layout, if you are having, for example, 1000 square feet, I'm telling you an example, you can utilize up to 500 to 510 square feet, that is 50 to 55% of the area can be utilized for residential and commercial activity. The remaining area will go for semi communities, park, road, etc. Okay, next, they'll design and marking of the complete layout. What they'll do, they'll design it according to the contour levels and all is given. That is, they'll place the water tank at the higher level so that the water will flow through the gravity. They'll do the sewage treatment plant at the lower level, so whatever the waste water will come, it is also flow through the gravity and it will go and collect it there for the treatment plant. So these designing and the marking where the road has to be there and how the road has to connect to the main road. So all these marking will be done by urban engineers. Okay, that is, they'll do the site marking, demarcation of the parks, roads, train, UGD system, electric layout. So a lot of responsibility is there on the urban engineer. Okay, next, what the transportation engineer will do, the urban engineer will come and communicate with the transportation engineer and they will ask them for providing the roads which are already existing in the town or in that city. Okay, for example, if some highway or the main road is going, they will uh, get the approval from the government and they will come in contact with the transportation engineer, and the transportation engineer will provide a proper space and proper diversion from the main road to the layout. Okay, and if they are developing a monthly square, yeah, layout where in the metro rail is passing. For example, the monthly square, if you see Bangalore building, it is a commercial building. They are having the residential development in the backside. Okay, apartments. So what will happen? They has to take permission from the transportation department of the government engineers, and they have to develop and design the structure as per the requirements. Okay, so that they can take the public utility service through the development what the people are doing it. Okay, so this is the role of a transportation engineer. Next was the role of a geotechnical engineer. He will do the soil testing. He will check a lot of SPC, density, sieve analysis, and he will give all those details so that we can design our structures. The structural engineer will use all these details to design culverts, water tanks, and sewage treatment plant if it is there, and a lot of things. And if you are developing any road, okay, if you are developing the road inside that layout, the CVR test will be given so that whether the road will take that much of load when the vehicle movement is there on that particular developed area or not. So those things will be, results will be given by the geotechnical engineer. Next, structural engineers. What these guys will do, they will get all the details from the previous engineers and they will design a lot of structures for the different kinds of loading acting on it. Like they might design the overhead tank, maybe inch tank or circular tank, any kind of tank. It's not a issue. It depends upon the quantity of water required for the particular residential housing layout. Okay, they'll also design the culverts. If maximum storm water is flowing, they will design a very simple box culvert wherein the vehicular movement will be there on the top of it. The water will flow through the culverts. They also design the drains for the proper flow of the water so that the drains will not break, and also they'll design the top slab for the easy movement of the people on the drain as a pedestrian movement or to the site accessibility. Okay, so these designs will be done by structural engineers. What the construction engineer will do, he will execute all these works. Okay, he will execute all these works. He will be in communication with all these engineers regularly. Whatever the data he require, he will be collecting from these engineers and he will be executing all these things. And also his responsibility is to maintain all these things for a certain period where his agreement or the terms and conditions has been given. So what we have understood in this, we can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 engineers, different types of engineers has been involved in this particular residential housing layout development. Correct? So as a consultant, for example, if you are a geotechnical engineering consultant, what you can do, you can approach both structural engineers as well as transportation engineers or the urban engineers for your job, consultation job. Correct? So if you approach, so in this particular example, you will come to know that to whom you have to approach as a structural consultant. You are a structural consultant, sorry, you are a geotechnical consultant. You will be knowing what are the roles and responsibility of yours, like what are the testings you are doing, what are different reports you are giving to the people, other engineers. So depending on that, you can consult different engineers. Like you can go and consult urban engineer and you can go and consult structural engineer. So what these people will do, the structural engineer will ask you the data. So I want these data to design the structure, and urban engineer will tell you to do these, like he will tell you these are all the developments we are doing it. Accordingly, you coordinate with structural engineer and give data and do the testing so that it will be helpful for the structural engineers. If you are developing the roads, so do CBR testing and give the testing report to the transportation engineer. They will check it whether that road is whatever the load coming on that road is enough for the whatever the road they have already prepared. So like this, you can do consultation with number of engineers. Okay. Now I'll tell you how you can make a lot of money here. Okay. So what you can do is, for example, you have come in contact with, you are a geotechnical engineer, you have come in contact with an urban engineer. So what the urban engineer will ask you, what are the different services you are having? So what you have to tell them, we are having geotechnical engineer as a prime service, but we are giving different other services also, like structural engineering services we are giving survey services, and also we are executing the layout also. So you are not specialized in this, not an issue. You can hire people. Okay, you can make a team, and by your company name, you can hire those teams and you can execute the work. Understood what I'm telling? So as a single consultant, as a one consultancy, if you are having, you can do multiple of jobs depending upon the requirement. So to whom you have to contact and how you have to approach, that is the main thing that you have to understand here. Okay, so if you are a construction engineer, the last person who will come into picture. Okay, if you are a construction engineer, you have to come in contact with the urban engineers. Okay, because urban engineers will be in charge of all these development layouts and all. Survey engineers, the urban engineers only will give you the job for the survey engineers. So the number two, our engineer who is there. So if the construction engineer come in contact with the urban engineer and if he tells them that I'm having all the services like survey, geotechnical and structural engineering services, and also we do the execution. So what the urban engineers will do, the urban engineers will come to a conclusion that apart from going for number of peoples, correct, wasting a lot of time, I'll consult with this construction engineer who is having different services like geotechnical services, structural engineering services, surveying engineering. So what this guy will do, this guy will give complete project to this construction engineer. So this is how you can develop the consultancy services. Understood? So we will be learning a lot of things like this. We will be discussing a lot of examples also. Okay, and depending on that, you can make a note of it, like what is your specialization, to whom you can contact, to whom you can hire, and you can develop this complete picture so that you can help from multiple dimensions. You can help one person. Okay, so this is about session 3. We will see you in session 4. Thank you.